Hello everyone, my name is C88 and welcome to episode 30 of the Refurbished Logo Evolution series. We have a lot to discuss today as we take a look at one of the most infamous names within the logo community. My good friends, I am talking about Viacom. Viacom was founded in 1952 by Summer Redstone as CBS Films, not to be confused with the current CBS Films. It was also called CBS Television Film Sales. In 1970, the FCC introduced new syndication rules. As such, in 1971, CBS Films was spun off into Viacom. In March of 2005, Viacom publicly stated that they were interested in splitting into two companies, and they did so on December 31st of that year. They split into CBS Corporation and the new Viacom. This was complete by January 3rd, 2006. We have 10 logos to cover in this episode. We'll begin with the CBS Films logo. There's only one, and it's an end credit notice. It was used from the early 50s to 1965. Nothing special here, we can instantly move on to Viacom. A lot of you know about Viacom and the logos that they had. The first one was this. It's called Pinball, and it was used from 1971 to 1976. I don't want to overload this video with variants, but I've collected 9 for this logo. 2 are in black and white, and the remaining 7 are in colour. The final variant is an end credit notice. I actually disliked this logo at first. I thought that the sound effects were a bit off, the animation looks a bit rough and simplistic, but nowadays though, I like it. But it is nowhere near as memorable or scary as the next logo. You know what I'm talking about? It's this one. It's famously known as the V of Doom, and it was used from 1976 to 1986. I have collected, in total, a whopping 26 variants. 3 of them are in black and white and have the pinball music. One is in colour with the pinball music. Four versions are in black and white and have the V of Doom theme. Nine versions are in colour and have the V of Doom theme. Four variants are videotaped, meaning that the animation is smoother and the music is clearer. These are all in colour. One version is videotaped but in black and white. 3 versions have the logo and the word Viacom zooming in. And the 26th variant is an in-credit notice just for good measure. What can I say about this logo that no one else has? I guess I could say that I actually was scared of this logo when I first became a fan of them, but now it's a favourite of mine. What I will say though is that the only 2 real reasons why this logo is so popular is because of its long lifespan and its scariness. So many videos of this logo are on the web, and it's practically impossible to get every single one of them for this video, hence why I got 26. Nevertheless, it's a good logo for what it has brought to this community, but I wish people would stop exploiting it so highly. The next 4 logos are short-lived ones and are the rarest to come by. The first of these 4 is this. I like to call it Rainbow V, and it was only used in 1981. There are 2 versions. One is an opening version, and the other one is a closing version. This is such an underappreciated logo. No one really thinks about it and they just move on. The animation is great for 1981, and if there was some set music, it would pretty much be perfect. Up next is this. It's known as Special Delivery, and it was seen from 1984 to 1986. I have 2 versions. One is an extended version, and one is a shortened version. Awesome music and animation for its time. It's like Viacom is celebrating something for a few years. The next logo is the most boring. The 6th logo today is this. It has a nice nickname, the V of Calm, and it was used from 1985 to 1987. There is a variant where the entire arrangement is in orange. This is an interesting creation only because of how every logo prior to this has animation. It's either unnecessary or a good change depending on what you think of it. The last of the rare logos is this. It's called the V in the Big City, and it was only seen on one program in 1986. I do apologise for the potato recording. We don't really have any proper footage of this logo yet, which is a shame because it animates quite nicely. Since it was only seen on one occasion, it seems like a prototype of what came next. My good friends, we've arrived at the V of Steel. This logo is used from 1986 to 1990. I have collected 11 variants. One is in black and white, and the other 10 are of course in colour. One is the same length as the black and white version I showed you. Three variants are extended versions, which are all different lengths. And the remaining 6 versions are shortened versions. In most cases, it's the logo sped up. A nice effort for 1986, The CGI is what you would expect it to be. This is the last time you'll see the big V, so wave goodbye to it, as this is what Viacom came up with in 1990. It's called Wiggle-waggle, and it was used until 2000.
Viacom.
I have gathered 8 variants. One is the same as before but with completely different music. This music is the main theme for this logo.
Viacom.
One version has the music in a higher pitch.
Viacom.
One is a shortened version with no announcer. One version says in association with before the logo begins. This has no announcer and has the ending theme to a show. One variant is still with no announcer. 2 variants have the word production sliding into place. One version hasn't got an announcer and one does.
Viacom.
And one version has the music from the previous logo. Another good looking and beloved logo here, although some might say that the departure of the big V is sad. This is my personal favourite logo from Viacom, although the nickname of it is slightly questionable. They upgraded this, if you will, and created what is the final logo for this episode. This is called Wiggle-waggle 2, and it was used from 1999 to 2004. I've collected 5 variants. 2 of them are slightly longer versions. One of them is in a high pitch. One version is also in a high tone, but the logo stops and fades out. One version is silent with the text in association with above the logo. And, finally, one version has the previous logo's theme.
Viacom.
Another well-made logo here. The robot-like voice is a very lovely touch. I do wish that this logo was longer though. The normal version is approximately 3 seconds, and that just seems too short. Overall though, Viacom has had a very huge but quite a fascinating logo collection. Without the internet, Viacom would be less memorable. It's been a very long time since I've looked at Viacom this thorough, and I'm really happy that I've done this company for episode 30. Thank you very much for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye!